Hey everyone, welcome to my 4th of July firework nail tutorial. It's been requested quite a bit, I should say. I have done another video on 4th of July designs, which I will link below. There's 3 different designs in that one. But for this one, I started out with Setch Clear as my base coat, and my base color was OPI's A Wee Bit of Red. I believe it came out with the France collection. It's actually a red with some shimmer in it. It's really pretty in the sunlight, but just inside it looks like a regular cream. So I went ahead and painted a coat of this on my nails. Now for this design you can paint them red, white, or blue. You can paint them black. You could paint your base color whatever you wanted it to be. I just figured it would keep me in the theme with a red base. But it's totally up to you, whatever you want to use for that. You could even alternate your nails and do different colors on each nail. So once I did that, I actually went ahead and placed a dot on each of my nails. That's just for a reference as to where I want the center of the firework to be. And after that, it was basically all done with a Stripe-Rite. You could definitely use a nail art brush for this, some kind of striping brush, or even those nail art pens. It would all work. And I went ahead and from the center point that I drew arcing lines out from it. Now, depending on which way you wanted it to face is which way you shape your lines. So that one, since it was at the tip of my nail, I wanted it to face in towards me. Now these lines that I'm making right here are pretty preliminary. They aren't necessarily going to show through at the end because I'm doing a lot of layering to create a more full looking design. And this one, since it was towards the back of my nail, I want it to arc facing the tip. So it's really totally personal preference. If you do it right in the center of your nail, you could probably have them all spike out like a starburst. Just to make sure that they're coming in all directions, because when a firework explodes, it obviously explodes out first and then they fall. So this is more of the end part of that, but definitely you need some above, some below, and a couple coming straight out. That's pretty accurate. I'm pretty sure we've all seen fireworks before, so just go off your own personal experience. And then I took a blue Stripe-Rite. This one actually has a kind of metallic look to it, so it's really pretty. And I followed the same idea, but this time I went in between the white lines, and I also covered up some of them. And that's part of that layering I was talking about. Now I did a red base because I had a blue and white Stripe-Rite, but if you happen to have a red and blue Stripe-Rite, I think a white base would look the best. And vice versa, if you had a blue base with a red and white Stripe-Rite, that would look really cool. I just figured I'd try to keep the colors all in the red, white, and blue family. And this one here, I'm just doing the exact same thing. I'm going between the lines, I'm covering up some of the lines, and I'm extending some of them past the white. And that's all basically it is. It's a pretty random pattern of lines. And then I went back in with the white again. This is just the layering. I wanted to make sure there weren't any globs of color. So there's a big splotch of blue. I wanted to break it up with some of the white. And I drew some very thin lines and some thicker lines, and that all goes with what I was talking about. Overall, this design is pretty simple. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, it's just a bunch of lines, but at the same time, since fireworks are such a big part of 4th of July, you know, it kind of holds a little special meaning to us. And yeah, I just kept layering until I was happy with the effect. Now, for some sparkle at the end, I use Fairy Dust by China Glaze and Techno by China Glaze. This is the Techno I'm using first, and I mainly just put that right on top of the firework that I drew, because it's got some really large chunks of glitter, and then it's got some fine glitter. The reason I use 2 glitters is because the Fairy Dust, rather, is a micro fine glitter, so it's super tiny. It looks great in the sun. And then I painted that Fairy Dust all over my nail. I even went back over the firework in some occasions. I really like glitter. and there's no better time to do it than during a holiday. So I am going to link the other 4th of July video I've done below, and probably somewhere in this video, so I hope you get a chance to look at that. You can also add an additional rhinestone, and that's exactly what I did in the center, and I did a lot of that in my other 4th of July video, so if you have any questions about applying those, it's a good video to look at. Now, anytime you use a rhinestone, it is very, very, very important that you use a top coat. Some people ask me why why they fall off. It's because they're not pushed on properly and they're not sealed in properly. So if you want them to last more than a day, I would definitely recommend a top coat. My favorite just happens to be Such Feet, which is a dry fast top coat too. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you have any questions, please feel free to let me know in the comment section below or send me a message. And until next time, thanks for watching.